All right, hey, what's good? What's good? It's Coach Rashid, and I'm back. I wanted to give you a quick update on where we're at. A lot of things happening, like every week, it's going just zooming so fast. But one thing that I do know is this is some exciting stuff happening right now. Um, Real quick, I want to make sure that everybody understands that this is not what we used to do. I think I talked about it earlier on previous live that I'm not coming out here. I'm not talking about things that haven't been vetted. That's the first thing. I am talking about projects that have some actual legitimacy. If you remember when I talked about and I launched the Team Achieve Prosperity Club, which is a little different from the regular Team Achieve, it was about Core 4, right? If you remember Core 4, there was an event that Brandon Adams did, but I already had something called Core 4 with Team Achieve, whereas we have four main or primary projects. Some may be mid to long term, so there wasn't a rush to, daily pay, cash flow. That wasn't really the plan. We were looking for sustainability. And so with that sustainability comes patience, man, and a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges because there's been so many projects that came out that just were not up to standard and they really put on a good face. They brought fake CEOs, fake CMOs, fake finance, fake, MBAs, or whatever those the license or fake registrations. There was one that was so bold. I literally went to their office here in California, Southern California, met with the CEO, met with some of the top leaders. Really, like everybody was all in. The guy, he had credentials, had background with actual hedge funds, and it still crashed and burned. It was sad, man, because that was something that was pretty high profile. A lot of older people were actually at the office. We've seen some crazy stuff, man. I mean, online you get it, right? You see the schemes, you can kind of maneuver, start to warn your people. But we literally saw people sitting at a table talking pension fund types, and I mean the guy was just straight face, as if everything was perfect. Um, so I'm just kind of letting you guys know, been down that road. 2024 took a step back and said, you know what, just can't go down that road again. I want to step back. I want to do something a little different. Now, I can tell you this, when I did step back into the ring, back into the game, late 2024 with MoveQuest, things were going pretty good. MoveQuest is still cranking, still doing great, attracted a lot of heavy hitters. So it's a cool program, and I think that it's going to continue to grow. Um, and then thereafter, I said, okay, we're back, and people hit me up with different programs and different projects, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll let me try this or try that, and I'm gonna tell you, it was like right back to the same old thing. The things start out good, all of a sudden you start seeing the signs, and you're like, oh man, not again. So I'm like, you know what? It never stopped. I stopped for about a year, but those type of projects never stop. So I'm pretty much convinced that there will always be some craziness going on out there in the market. So today I'm going to talk about four or five projects that are the hottest ones that I have that I've seen that are happening. There's one coming that I didn't put on. I'm just doing a couple of slides just to keep on track. But a couple of days ago, a leader in this industry, really guy I respect a lot, Alex Villia, he actually had introduced Zionix, Zionix, Zionix that launched literally a couple of days ago. They've been, rocking and rolling for a while, testing everything. It transferred from Zeta Capital to Zionix because the CEO, being Jenna, she's been in the game for a while, really strong in trading, and so she helped to go and kick this thing off. They're paying up to 1.5% per day. Solid, right? Um, but I got a lot going on here. So, and then I did notice, some videos popped up, like literally the thing just launched like a couple of days ago. And today there was like bam, 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 so cats are putting those videos out real quick. And I got hit up a couple of times, from some close people that I know, about Zionix. And I think it's going to be legit. I think it's gonna do some things, and people will benefit from it. So I'm, maybe later, but right now, I'm kind of zeroed in on what I got. But I am holding on to this card right here, right? This is a QFI, the Quantum Phi Global card. I got this a couple of weeks ago, and now TMX is actually taking over this one. This is solid, baby. This is like the real deal. This ain't no game. This is a real steel card. So I'm pretty excited about getting that thing loaded up and start doing some things with that crypto card. So that's one of the crypto cards that I got. And so just to kick that off, I'm going to talk about a few programs, and I just want to give, like I said, my community, people that, that want to know, the people that ask me about it, people that are still, down with me. I just want to let you guys know, here's what we got. And I'm going to tell you, these are I would say, some of the top platforms out today. And so I'm happy to get back out there, jump back on some of these videos and just highlight some of these things because there's so much going on. Program starting, stopping, something that's just dropped literally yesterday was the last day they drug this thing out, and that program had millions of people in it across the globe because of the business model that they were using, and come to find out that it was all fake anyway. And so I know there's people out there looking around saying, what in the world? So I said, you know what, let me put a quick video out before they get, scraped up by some naysayers and some bad actors. And I want to at least put this out there. So if you are looking for some quality, then I will say just take a few minutes to take a look at what, I put out there. If you really need more information, get in touch with me. I'm gonna tell you, I got off a Zoom call today or a live stream with a small group of investors, actual people investing in an actual business. Solid, man, solid. So it's just really good to be in this environment. And I got some things that I'm not going to talk about that if you are serious about, furthering your journey and getting to your goals from a financial perspective. We're still in the game, and you definitely want to take a look at some of this. But get in touch with me because there's a couple of programs that I'm not putting out there that are very, very strong. And I definitely want to talk to my close people about those. All right, so I want to go ahead and jump into this. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm going to talk about the first one I'm going to talk about is I think I kind of hit on it, but I'm gonna go through these slides, and then if you want to, hit the websites, then we'll hit the websites. How about that? All right, so we'll hit the slides first, and we'll see what we can do with this. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. All right, so as you guys know, I think it was maybe a week ago, I think, or maybe I don't know, a week or two. Anyway, I talked about these particular projects, right? I talked about these projects and I gave you a thorough rundown on most of them. Well, today that's not going to happen because I really look back and I said, oh my gosh, man, I had not planned on going that long, and I'm definitely not going to do that today. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right in and I'm going to let you guys know that we are moving the needle on this thing. I am not going to stay on that slide forever, and I'm not going to stay on the next one forever. I'm just going to get right to the point here. Right. So these are the key projects that I have going right now. This one I've been testing. This one I have been really excited about. I know the person that is running the trades. I know the person we made really, really good in a previous project. It was a private. This one is another private one. Just reaching out to a few people and basically saying, "Hey, look, check this out." So I feel pretty good about it, but I still have some reservations on kind of where all this is going because it seems pretty outstanding. Something I haven't really seen before, hadn't experienced before. at this level. So I'm being very careful on how I roll with this. But I want to highlight this because this is something that is very critical to the future of what I am going to be doing. And this looks like it's going to be the thing that opens the door for that next move. So I want to let you guys know that this is hot, something I'm testing. I will be testing withdrawals, and I'll definitely let you guys know how that goes in the near future. All right. So definitely some things that I hit on last time, but I just want to highlight these few projects. This one right here is probably one of the hottest projects that I've seen in a long time. Um, if you know Boss, being a private society, definitely invitation only. Like I said, I spent some time with another project with the person that founded Boss, and so they introduced this kind of externally outside of the society, so we can actually talk about this particular project. Um, this Mirrorchain, this is definitely a Web3 project. We met, the guy. He's done numerous live streams, Q&As, asking questions. He's in the chat. He's trying to make sure everybody gets all their questions answered. So really strong leadership on this one, based on the people behind the project. They are literally, they are not new to this. They are well versed in how to launch and scale in this blockchain DeFi Web3 world. They have actual contracts. They have high profile influencers. A lot of things going on behind the scenes, and they have multiple projects coming on after this one. So the key is this: with Mirrorchain, this is not one project. This is like the actual blockchain company that's launching on their layer 2 multiple projects. And when you invest in this one, right, you will be part of the stakeholders that earn 1% share in everything they do in perpetuity. How crazy is that? Right? Buy once, earn for life. They experience automatic crypto returns for life. Right? So that's why a lot of people are jumping in. I got a really good group that's jumped in with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you all. This right here, I think, is going to be very powerful. This one right here, I mentioned earlier about Quantum Fi Global, and a lot of you probably follow Quantum Fi Global. They were launching kind of a neo bank, crypto banking, crypto card kind of mix there. A lot of people, a lot of organizations or opportunities came like this, but they couldn't really pull it all together, or it was only for international, wasn't really for the US. Well, guess what? Now things are changing, the doors are opening, regulatory struggles have lessened a bit. So QFI, they took it to the next level, right? They started the project, they got things kind of moving, and then leader to leader was like, oh my gosh, we know Brian Rhodes and David McCardo and a couple of guys started Trade Tribe, then they started TMX, decentralized exchange, and very successful with that over the last couple of years. And so they were looking for, they were getting ready to launch a card. They have been looking at different projects to find out which card are we going to use and we're going to bring to our TMX Global. Well, guess what? When they saw that QFI was doing this, they knew some of the leadership, they got together, and ultimately, boom, today they announced QFI joins TMX. So TMX is taking over the affiliate plan, and they have boosted that thing up. They got a reward pool associated with using the gold and black cards. That is phenomenal. Want more information? Get in touch with me. This right here. If you're making money in the crypto space, then you need to figure out how to spend that. And this is how we're going to be able to live that crypto life. XAILES, as you know, and I'm gonna say it every single time you hear XAILES, you're gonna hear this phrase right after it. It is the #1 platform out there today. Period. XAILES is working. If you want to make passive income, it is the easiest way. Effortless staking, abundant rewards. This explains the whole project. You put money in, you're going to make 18.18% every single month. If you actually invite others and you build a team and you want them to succeed just like you, they're going to pay you 10%, 4%. There's some, different numbers there, but those numbers are every single month. I mean, this thing is crazy. I've been in it for about 3 months. I should have waited till tomorrow and I could show you the withdrawal, but anyway, I'll show you, a little bit more about it later. But XAILES, it is absolutely effortless staking. Look, I literally forget about it, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's time to withdraw. You don't have to worry about this project. This one's it's almost 2 years old, and it's been rocking like continuously. And a lot of creditable people have talked about it, and I'm just excited because this one, solid, like solid. Like you don't, I mean, Taylor Capital is probably the lowest of the, commissions or profits, ROI, but it's consistent, been around for over 2 years as well. Some people like that. I like a little more meat on the bone when it comes to ROI. And this one is right in that sweet spot of about 20%. It's beautiful. You run the contract for 22 months, you're going to make some really, really good returns on this. But you can deposit as many times as you want, and you can create that really abundant monthly income over time. Most people they're compounding every month. They withdraw, they put it back in, and they grow it. So if you put in 5,000, and then that's the average, deposit is 5. If you put in that, and then the next month you earn 1,000 or 1,200 or whatever, then you can put that back in. Now you have 6,000. And then next month now you got 6, 8. So you can get to 10,000, and now boom, you're making about 2 grand a month on autopilot. It's pretty awesome. So that right there, if you want to know where to put your money, and you want to win, then look, I'm not giving you no advice. I'm not trying to influence you to do anything. I'm telling you my personal experience is, out of everything that I talk about, XAILES has excelled um, just continuously. So I love what they're doing. It's beautiful. It's frictionless. It's simple and it's straightforward, and your money is on time. Boom. Until estates arrive. I say that I am joking. I'm joking. Everything that I'm showing you today is solid, period. Right? I mean, there's questions about everything out there, always something that somebody may not like. But I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, everything I show you today, I'm not going into all the other stuff and the questionable things and all that. This is short, sweet, to the point of what's working. This is absolutely happening. So let me give you some comparison and why these work so good together. My portfolio is always built this way. I have a long term that's happening, right? And I showed you that earlier. Then I have something that's kind of a midterm, monthly, right? That's where XAILES comes in. That's a monthly. And now I'm showing you something that you can withdraw every day, right? Every time you make money, you can withdraw. You see what I'm saying? This is your cash flow. But at the same time, after 18 months in this particular platform, you can earn, like I said, every day. You can, as long as you have investment in there, you can actually earn from that. This is digital real estate. This is the bomb. This is something that a lot of people have talked about. Back in the day, we talked about fractional real estate, and people could purchase small chunks because they couldn't afford 150,000, or they couldn't afford 250,000 or whatever. You get into a REIT, and you kind of have a club where everybody's putting in a little bit to get this apartment complex and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, time has changed. People are selling contracts and all that. But right now, this is on the blockchain. Everything is right there for you to see. Everything is validated, and you become a real estate agent, and you are licensed to purchase digital real estate. This is so next level, right? Very powerful. A lot of powerful people in this project. A lot of great, great, great leaders in this project. So you definitely want to check this out. So this is why I'm telling you, my portfolio has always been diversified between long term, mid-term, short term, right? In the short term, it's very limited. You don't see a lot of that. I'm not even talking about short term stuff today because it's irrelevant. Like, it doesn't mean anything. What I'm looking at is, this is cash flow. You can make money. Now, after that first 18 months is up, then you're going to earn 10% per annum, right? So annually. So this is like a real deal investment. This is the real stuff. Whereas they give you a little blockchain, they give you some crypto, kind of, where you're making good money on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. And then they say, okay, we got you going. We've taken care of you. Okay, boom. We got to stretch this thing out, like it should be. And that's where you get the 10% per year. So very powerful, very sustainable, and very exciting. This right here is something that I'm telling you, if you are if you want to get into digital real estate, if you want to get into real estate alone, if you are a true real estate agent out there selling houses, in between time, why don't you get you some digital real estate? Get in touch with me. Let's talk about it. Let's get you on a call with some of the leaders, and let's see if we can't work together to make sure that you, as a real estate agent out here in the world, if we can't help you fund some of that real estate that you're trying to buy or sell. All right. So I really believe in this. I got an amazing sponsor out of England, one of the top leaders. He's on the leaderboard every month. He started with these guys, from day one. So very excited at where we're going with this. I'm gonna do a presentation pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Um, Trusted Society, I've given you the story, kind of how I got into this one. This is another one that has a lot of U.S. regulatory backing. I'm talking SEC. They require any of their um, people that want to, get into the real world assets. Like I said, if you're a real business and you're saying, "Hey, I want to come onto that blockchain. I want to start, in this crypto blockchain space," then the Trusted Society, these are some well-versed, well-versed and very experienced guys, in this space behind this project. TS7 is the actual exchange that they will be trading on, but they do require high level of application from these businesses that want to come on to the blockchain. So very legitimate. They've done a lot to make sure that everything is above board, everything is legit. So really love what they're doing. So I'm excited about this on a long-term basis as well. And as you guys know, when you see the node projects, you're talking about Mirrorchain, we're talking about Miracle Chain, with Castro NFT and Bellator. When we're talking about Trusted Society, we're talking about the Fair Project, members. When we're talking about the next one that I'm going to show you, these are all about long-term wealth building programs. This is what we're talking about. Even e-estate. E-estates is digital real estate. You can get paid every single day, no problem, but you still have a long-term wealth building aspect to it as well. All right. So join me on this ride. The last one I'm going to talk about, and I think you heard me talk about it last time, I was talking about e-estates and Texit coin were the two that I'm waiting to pull some funds from one place, and then I want to make sure I get these nodes that's producing these Texit coins as well. This right here is off the chain powerful. So definitely stay glued to my videos, because the next time I come on, this one right here will definitely be the talk of the town. All right. So that's it for me. If you got any questions, let me know. All I'm talking about right now is Impact M3. M3 means millions in months. If you're on this journey with me, then Team Achieve Prosperity Club, we're going to another level. And this is how we do it, with patience. Peace. And I'll see you on the next one. All right, I'm out. It's good stuff.